Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno, and we continue right away with the construction of our monument, that is with focusing on the construction of the monument, and that is, well, workforce to be specific. For workforce we do have a couple of options that we can use to make this easier for us. The first one is that my war fleet over here that has a lot of farmers is currently employed in Capua, and that is 35 farmers per ship, which is a lot. On the other hand, we do have a Blastium over there where we do have some farmer workforce available. So I can now go ahead and say that these ships take their workforce now from Blastium, right? The same goes then with Aqua Serious. We have another workforce that we can use over there. And then I think over here in Sanctum, well, we probably would need also a few more buildings. But before I add buildings in Sanctum, we can add buildings in Capua, because that city still needs to grow. And that would be all the way here, where we have the farming area coming along. We have some, nice spots available for some proper city development. And that is all blocks that we can use in this area. So I'm probably going to go ahead and have me another block over here, together with more workforce then as well. Here, let's just go, and then probably also along the field here a couple more before we can go into this area here with the aqueduct. Treaty. I mean, we have negative 42 reputation with the Emperor. How much worse can it get? I could accept, but of course we're not doing that because I rather keep my money, and the pirate is really weak, honestly, so he's not bothering us at all. I think that's because of Nef's fleet also out there. So we never really see that many pirates, and the ones we see, completely damaged, right? So he's got no real chance there of being a threat to us. Some nuisance, perhaps, but that's about it. Alright, over here, I really would like to finish this block, right? So that's, of course, more peeps now. Let's just see. Market doesn't really make sense here. I'd rather upgrade my roads to expand the reach, right? So we could get all the way over there. And with that, they should have now, there you go, all of them actually have now their market range as well. And yeah, then in this area, we also have some. I realized though that we also get very close now to my artisan district. So I probably would like to keep a bit of a distance there. More importantly is this area on the other side of the city. First of all, there's a minerals deposit we're not using. Blasphemous, that is, I'd say. Let's have a warehouse here that goes then all the way down. There you go. And we're getting a lot of coal in right now out of my Blastia, so I can get rid of them. Let's do this. This also saves me some workforce there again. And look where we are already, right? At 30 only, down from 300 to negative 30 only. So this is really great. However, there it kicks in again. We leveled up the city. It had to happen to a minor monstropolis. And with that, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with my happiness there for now. Next, we're gonna plan a temple. I'm not gonna build it yet because the cost is once again pretty insane for this. But I would like to have that temple right here, where we get the main roads together, and then it goes into the Coliseum. So I think this fits. Also, in that case, the temple has a really nice reach from here to all the city districts, and yeah. That's the bonuses we're getting out of that. I don't think I need more than that. Yeah, reinforced concrete for city upgrades is not really there right now because we're consuming it all for the Amphitheater. And over here, we are gonna then have another block now. So this is where the charcoal burners were. We still have the tileries here. So I will also now move them a bit further into my heavy industry. Can we actually squeeze into here? No, we can't do that. Probably gonna move them up further even. Into this area somewhere. What is that? That was a woodcutter. I'm also gonna not need this anymore. Gonna repair this. And by the way, the timber production, that was a tip from you guys, is it's actually really cheap getting timber in just like that, right? I'm just buying this one as much as possible because it's so dirty cheap that you will not even feel buying that much timber all the time, right? So she just sold me 100 tons, and yeah, we're still at 53,000 denarii, climbing rapidly. There's the next trader coming in. So I'm totally fine with purchasing this and reducing the demand of workforce for the timber production, that is, at least for now. With all of that out of the way, we have a whole area here again that we can develop into more city space. With more houses and so forth. By the way, I probably will need, yeah, a new market area then. Right over here. Get it with a pub. Then we have this area. So the marketplace expands just nicely over here. So this is also where I would like to have some blocks of houses then. The same applies on the other side of the city. So here we do have, this is probably gonna stay artisan area. Right, and then we have the city of Capua expanding all the way over here. Probably another market in this area. And probably also another tavern. Ah, there's the tavern. Nice. Just need to go ahead now and get us a few more houses going. Towards the harbor area then down there. Well, we just built the district. Fire safety wasn't priority here, it seems. There's a couple of very interesting researches as well that we can still do, and one of them is the iron deposit. So this allows us now to build iron mines in areas or on islands that have no iron deposit, but at 50% capacity only, right? That's still very neat, honestly. The same goes with the mackerel. So now we can use mackerels wherever we want, but at 50% productivity on islands that don't have the fertility. So it still works with 100% on islands with the fertility, but outside of that it's 50%, which is better than nothing, I guess, especially since mackerel is something that you don't need a huge amount of. The Emperor's request, he wants to get better terms with us again. Oh god, no, I can't do that. 140 tons of togas. Seriously. It's like he hates us on purpose. This will be interesting, really, where it's going with him. Also, I can probably safely say that this is the maximum stretch the city is going to have, because now we are moving into the industry zone over there. I'm going to keep that available. Here we are now at the end. Here we are at the end. We could still have a bunch more buildings, honestly, if we really want to make this one complete. Going over here. And then we can have, yeah, one here and probably make this block complete. Can we make the connection there? We can't, so I should get rid of this, otherwise we are reducing the reach of some of my service buildings. Here we need a bit of space to have the siege engines coming out, so that's probably it. Okay, the pirate is active? Yeah, it's okay. Next is the problem with the clay. So we've been using now all the river slots that we have, really, right? I don't want to have a clay pit here, honestly. Just, it wouldn't look good. So I'm gonna move now over here again to Blastium, because Blastium has just a ridiculous amount of river slots available that we can use. And some of them are really close together, like this one here. So, of course, that's just absolutely fantastic for this production. It also just needs a bunch of plebs, and we have a lot of them. Let's get me the next 3 going here right away. So that's another 6 tons of clay that we produce with that. And anything else we could use those rivers for? Of course, yeah, flour mill makes sense at some point. And the glass smelter has the problem, though, that it needs tier 3. So this is something I'm not gonna have here. One more thing, we have the timber trade route right now, and this will also now take over some clay that we deliver then to Capua, so we can process that into proper goods. I'm also really having a problem here with my freaking concrete. So let's go ahead once again to Blastium, because here we do have also 5 mountain slots. And limestone does not require any kind of fertility, as some of you know by now. And we have one more available in here that I would absolutely like to use for this. And I'm gonna adjust the trade route here to have now timber, limestone and clay being delivered to Capua. It's a very short trade route, so 1 slot each should be fine. So the captain can see actually both cities here from his ship at the same time. Really, nothing bad should happen here. Now adding a couple more concrete mixers to the area here, together with probably another sand refinery. How can we make this one work? Let's have it here. We will need to increase the range of my harbor area. Then we can add more. That would be golden here. Alright, so far so good. In Capua, nothing else I can do for now, because we are running out of concrete all the time. So I'm gonna jump back to Lindisfarne, our beautiful Celtic village. And Lindisfarne gets something new now, and that is the older council. I haven't built this one yet. It needs now also granite as a construction material. It is boosting the city here by +2 population, belief, and +2 learning. That is something I like. And it's a beautiful building once again that we should definitely have in the center here of things. There you go. Giving me a nice boost in everything basically, and probably also in the next city population. Oh, she rejects the older council. I'm gonna have the entrances on both sides. Really a cute little building right here. And do we have space here available? We don't, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I would like to have a bit of a distance there for this building. The oak trees are great in this location. I'm probably also gonna have 1 and 2 here. By the way, this is looking strange. There you go. And for the ground pattern, I'd probably go with the grass for now. It has though a very strange color to it, I think. So we'll just see. You know, this looks actually a bit strange right now, so let's get rid of that again. I actually said get rid of the ground texture. Doesn't want that. I actually got rid of the roads here. Unfortunately, upgrading the roads costs me also once again the concrete. Doesn't really make sense to me. You know, like a granite wall or the wetland daub road would also work. But okay, that's that. We need to get concrete over, which is something I cannot do at this point. One more thing I can, however, add is the grammaticus, and I would like to do this because we want to get more learning in. And I'm just gonna have this one here by the Phenom. They're both looking opposite each other. And then I'm gonna have my dairy over there. There you go. For this whole area. As research takes quite some time at this point. And more city space over here. Let's just see. This road we can definitely continue along the marshes.
There are signs of public unrest.
Next, back to Capua again, because the first stage of my amphitheater has been finished. Ah, nice. As it is coming along. Next phase, we need the plaps now. We need more concrete. We need tiles. We got the marble and we got the ropes again. Concrete and ropes is 2 times even. So 2 consecutive times that you need to get this one. Now, that's a lot of workforce, right? And now what we can do is, of course, upgrading the Liberty that we had before. And, of course, we're starting right away here with the buildings closest to the amphitheater. And these guys here, they lack the market. I'm pretty sure, as always, that we can boost the range here with the upgrade. Good. That was enough. And they have now their services coming in.
Citizens are dissatisfied with their lot and may soon revolt.
They certainly should not revolt. Have these here upgraded, these here. And with that, we already have a positive workforce. And just look at my farmers. We got 700 farmers ready to upgrade. That's a huge army as well that we could build, by the way. And I would like to continue getting me some legionaries out. Right, and also some more archers. So the archers is the farmers, the legionaries is the plaps. So we're gonna get me more workforce than here as well now.
Your people are ailing.
This area here, tricky. I don't want to spread it too much. There's a few more, especially here around my bathhouse. That looks better now. And we're still gonna get some major population boost buildings as well, so yeah. Coming along nicely there. And then we will need to upgrade some plebs as well to get me more equitas. And there we have them, for example, here, another block. This block. For sure. So that at least around the harbor area, once again, we have some nice looking tier 3 residences. Next in line, I really would like to continue upgrading now my trading post. The problem is the upgrades now take quite some time. Trading post upgrade, 1 hour, 16 minutes research. However, we also will need the depot permit. Okay, that I'll gladly take. That's 22 minutes. And then we get the trading post upgrade.
The water flows and you dictate its path.
I just love, by the way, 6,000 negative happiness. That means in 18 minutes, every 18 minutes right now, up to 24 buildings get into unrest. That's pretty much the worst thing that happens. As long as you have enough police stations roaming around and police officers, you know, it's all fine. So there we have them. The Custodia watch, and they're just, you know, they can do this. Continue decorating some of my inner blocks that we have, like also now the forum.
Recruited. She is under attack.
Adding some smaller plazas wherever we have a bit of space, beautifying the town further, and also these little courtyards here in between. More soldiers are coming out, so that we can also start building up a bigger army now in Capua itself. Also, I'm gonna now add the ground textures to the aqueduct, so this looks a bit more in line with a city. And the space around that we could also make into a bigger area, because people of course can walk under the aqueduct.
There is a shortage.
We definitely will need, by the way, a bridge over here to the other side, because we do have the bridge here already going over this island. That doesn't need to be final either. But if I want to maximize the reach of the Coliseum, of course, we will also need a bridge into this area. Yeah, I would so love to upgrade them, but I rather save the resources for now. Next is this area. Let's delete the houses that we have there. I think this will not be enough space. Because, of course, we want to have a second bathhouse. Somewhere here in the city district. For this whole area. Giving me another health, fire risk, and population boost. Just behind the bathhouse, we do have the Peleus Felters. I'm gonna move them a bit further away from the bathhouse itself. Like over here. And then we should be able... Sorry, procession. The road is gone. And I'm gonna move a bunch more over here. So that we have a bit more area around the bathhouse that we can develop for houses. So that it's not such a contrast right away. Going from bathhouse to industry zone. It's already been upgraded. Now I just need something in between. We could work on some this to go below the aqueduct. It will also need its own ground texture. But of course it really doesn't look good with dirt roads. So at least around the bathhouse I'm gonna upgrade the roads. And then let's build this one too, as I really like the bonuses coming out of that. And yeah, we of course also leveled up to a growing monstropolis with that. Speaking about population, now we can also build the temple right over here. That's another population boost.
Your first temple, and
I do hope not your last.
And of course here, this is all then a representative area plaza in front of that. So I'm gonna move my custodia and whatnot a bit further away. I could think about, these guys here really need one.
We have finished one phase of a construction project.
That was really fast.
May our soils reek ripely in your care, that when
And we're now working on the last phase. This will be the hardest phase, so the workforce will be fine. Tiles we have, marble we have now, mosaic we have, concrete we have, gold we don't have. So also, oh, we need to double our patrician workforce per population before we can actually go for this. And this will be probably the hardest part, because we will need to upgrade a lot. Though we have a lot of plebs that we can now upgrade to the next level. Especially these guys here, they lack something, right? And it's probably just solved with a nice road upgrade. But we'll just see. Just upgrade the roads here around these buildings. And yeah, of course, we are gonna need a lot of concrete. And this is a phase that I actually really enjoy, because the Coliseum demands a proper city, right? It's just not like that you can have plebs and tier 3 roaming around everywhere. Nope, you really need to go into some higher tier buildings if you want to make this work. Of course, we are gonna need a whole bunch of modernizations for production area, but that's also coming along. I also, by the way, think this whole area is looking horrible, so I'm just gonna delete all of these buildings here together with the roads. And this is also where you can really feel some progress, you know, when you can just do this without having to think about it too much, because we have the resources to rebuild all of this rather quickly. One thing I definitely would like to have here in this area, of course, will be the library. So I'm just gonna plant this one into the center of this block here. And on the other side, we're gonna make some dense housing. I will probably need to move this one here though, right, a bit further up, so that we can reach the most people in this area here. Because right now, what happened is that we did not achieve that. So I'm gonna have me a market somewhere here, and let's just make sure that we can really add a lot of buildings here. Because don't forget, this is the heart of the city, so I would like to see some good density in this area. There you go. I think I'm gonna like this more. Redefined. Also, we got a Grammaticus in here now, together with the marketplace. Let's build all of that together with police and fire station once more. And then we have a bit of room here for, yeah, some decorations that we can add. I'm a bit hesitant about the library so far. the -2 happiness of fire safety is just really severe, but outside of that, the 50,000 dinar is actually what my real concern is. I'm gonna wait on that a bit longer. Oh, we can already upgrade. That was fast too. Of course, we want to do this ASAP then. I'm also gonna enjoy decorating in this area here. We do have these beautiful fountains, together with the statues. Of course, this is gonna be this ground texture here. Very good. This is also now coming along just nicely. Also over here, the column, the big one that I haven't used so far. Get it with a nice texture again. Over here. Ah, you can't make it central. It was bound to happen. This looks better, in my opinion. Right, and then we could... Nah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna add even more. With dirt road, everything just looks bad. Go ahead and upgrade the roads here as well. In the town center. So this is all in preparation, of course, for the grand opening of our Coliseum. And look at that. Even the whole district here can now be upgraded. Almost the whole to patricians. Something, of course, we want to continue pushing for reaching that requirement.
There's a shortage of workforce in one of your cities.
And I think, yep, this is it. With that, we have unlocked the final phase that I can start now. I will need to work though on the gold. Easiest way of doing this actually is just going ahead and say, okay, buy me some 60 tons of gold. It's gonna be expensive, but it's the only option I have right now, since up here the gold ore is not gonna be enough. It's only producing every 2 minutes, so that's basically nothing. And we need the marble more than we need the gold. Because the gold, we just need 60 tons of it. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and buy me that. We have the money for it. Okay, this inner area we have upgraded. Now we can work on getting a few more to tier 3, because this is where we need the real workforce right now. And I might, wait a second. Yeah, I would like to go ahead and get these guys up, but they are lacking a service. Grammaticus or Sanctuary. We get the Grammaticus here. That's too far away. So I would like to add another Sanctuary somewhere here in this area. Probably these guys. There you go. Not that the happiness really makes a difference. I think even with negative 6,000, even the Coliseum will not make a difference. I don't think so. On this difficulty level, I don't think you can get this positive, but the negative 6,000, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's just some basic unrests that we can deal with. Okay, now we can upgrade, and of course we want to do this around my Coliseum. And the Sanctuary also should give me a boost for these guys here, please. There you go, easy as pie.
Your people are ailing.
These guys... So we still have some room. But I'm really afraid to look at my consumption rates now. With all of that. By the way, I'm also increasing the navy. We got 3 more warships. Ready to fire for us. And I continue also with adding more catapults. Just because we need to get a proper army up. For a city of that size. And you know what? We can afford it. Why not? Let's build the library. Get me that massive learning boost that you're getting out of this building. And also it's just looking so beautiful. I love it.
Your citizens must be ecstatic.
I wonder though why the ground texture does not finish with the library. This is a bit annoying, you know, like why not? Why do it like this? I cannot get closer to this because that's the building here. Why does the building have grass at the edge of it? It should really be the same texture as this one, otherwise you cannot make the completion here. That is very annoying. Of course, it's always nice to walk around in first person because there you can feel the scale of what you're building here right now. And as we continue with the construction of the Coliseum, we continue in the next episode for the glory of Capua. Stay tuned.